New day, new outfit.
It is. I'm wearing dark because this is sort of a little sad day.
All good things come to an end, guys.
For
That's
everything,
right.
there is a season.
Yep.
After 3 years and 4 seasons and 146 episodes, our beloved King Street Kids Q&A comes to an end. I know we've done. Remember our first episode?
You had just come back from Publix and you looked like a bank robber.
And I had a mask on that Miss Fran Fisher had made for me, and I was new. I'd not really worn masks before, particularly to the grocery store. And so I come back and I'm wearing the mask and the sunglasses. It looks like I just robbed the Publix, actually, as I had the sunglasses on and everything. And we started talking about those questions that some of our boys and girls had submitted.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, that was March, or was it April? I think it was April.
Yeah, I think it was at a point where we were starting to realize that this COVID-19 pandemic that we've been hearing about was going to be a little longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had that 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and then that happened.
When we thought port wine would end it all, we're like, we're fine. We'll just do high grade alcohol for communion.
That's right.
And we'll be back in meetings in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And then Easter got closer and we're like, hold on a minute. Then before you know it, we were at Christmas and Advent, and we're like, wait a minute. And then we slowly but surely were able to gather again in person. First, it was was it Easter that we were in the parking lot?
Well, I think it was December 2020? We did like have a few people in the parking lot. And
which parking lot? I don't remember that.
Staff
parking lot.
The staff lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And you were standing out on the steps like the Pope.
Like the Pope.
Yes. Oh, yes. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure. It sort of all runs together.
Yeah.
I don't remember actually.
And Easter of 2021, we could be in person, but it was we had to have 4 services for that.
We had the signups. Remember, right, RSVP to worship. We can't just let you.
We had the RSVP. I remember we were outside, and we had that sunrise service. It was early, like 7 a.m. And I was wearing that. I like to wear that gold chasuble for Easter. And I was presiding that year, and I looked like a baked potato from Quincy Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It was chilly that year too.
I got so bored of preaching the same sermon, I started changing it by the 3rd service.
Wow. Yeah. And so, and all of these things we talked about during King Street Kids Q&A over these 3 years. There were some big questions
how can God be in all places at once?
Yes.
Or how do you make the sign of the cross? That was
why does God love us? That was another one. Why does God love us? I thought that was an important one. Which mayonnaise is better?
If it isn't Jukes, is it even mayonnaise?
Oh. Well, I mean, that's a no-brainer. As long as it's not Miracle Whip, it's very clearly mayonnaise.
But I think there's only one choice. What do you think, Pastor Eric?
So, I'm a Southerner, so it's going to have to be Duke's, of course.
Yeah.
That vinegary finish.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. As somebody with Yankee blood, I'm going to have to say Hellman's.
You should keep that to yourself, Daniel. But you are definitely welcome to your opinion.
What actor do you want to play your life story in a movie?
Yes. Yeah. Remember when we did the live from
Oh.
live from Charleston, and then we did live from Tokyo. How did Sarah Fitch do that? I still don't understand that. How did we do a live King Street Kids Q&A with a guest remote from Tokyo, Japan? I'm not even sure how we did that, but we did.
used Zoom to bend time and space.
We did.
Zoom
Yeah.
and YouTube restream.
So many good topics. So anyway, well, that it comes to a close after all these months and actually several years. And but why are we ending a good thing? Why would we end King Street Kids Q&A?
One of us is leaving.
That's right.
Join a new network.
Exactly. The three hosts, we've done every episode together. We've had some guests along the way, but we've always done this. So if one of us is going to leave, then we can't continue on with King Street Kids Q&A. So Pastor Rebecca is spreading her wings and flying away. She's going to take a new call, a new church that she's going to lead in another part of our synod.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? I don't even know what that means. That's
so.
First of all, what's a synod? What's a synod?
Synods are geographic regions broken up where churches can then work in a smaller network to collaborate and spread the good news.
Kind of like states, but along different lines. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. So what does that mean? Does that mean so you'll still be? Will you be here at St. Matthew's?
No, I will not. The church that I'm serving is in a different part of the synod. It's going to be in Newberry, South Carolina, just up above Columbia, and it's called Summer Memorial Lutheran Church. And so I will be moving, so packing up, moving out of Charleston and settling down in Newberry. And because, I mean, if you paid attention, being a pastor takes a lot of time and energy. And so giving my time and energy to Summer means that I can't give my time and energy anymore to being the pastor of St. Matthew's. I have to focus on this new place. So I will be leaving St. Matthew's. Still care a lot, still want to hear what's going on, but I will no longer be pastor at St. Matthew's. I will be pastor at Summer Memorial. So they won't see me on Sundays. I won't be at Parish Ed. I will be doing those things at a different church. Yeah.
So I guess one thing we think about is we celebrate that time that you were here with us and that maybe we help make you do your job at the next place even better. And there's a time when Daniel will go to another church and be another pastor, and there's a time when I'll go away too. So it's not unusual when pastors and people leave a church and go on to be the church in other places. So it's not the first time this has happened. Right. So I wonder how the boys and girls feel about this.
Well, I think to Pastor Eric's question, what does this mean for the boys and girls? I got a message, and it's kind of fitting that when we started King Street Kids Q&A, Matthew Tate had our first questions on King Street Kids Q&A. And
Matthew Tate. Wow, you can always count on Matthew Tate to have some good questions. I can't even wait to hear what this question is.
So his question, and it made me kind of sad, because Jenny was talking to him about, me leaving, and his question was, why does she want to leave us? And so this is to address that, and I think some of the congregation might be asking that too, because I think Matthew had a way of asking questions we were all thinking, and so it's fitting that he gets the last question on King Street Kids Q&A. It's not about me wanting to leave. It's not like I want to get away from the boys and girls. That's not it at all. If it all depended on whether I wanted to be with people here or not, then like I'd never go, because the people here at St. Matthew's are awesome and great. But the question that I was in the midst of and asking is, how do I best serve God, and how do I best serve the people of God? And the people of God, that's far bigger than just St. Matthew's. That's all over the place. And so as pastors and people in the church, we ask that question all the time. How do we best serve God? And when you take a call to be a pastor, you think, are my gifts being best used in this place, or is there another place that needs those gifts more? And the more I started thinking about that question and asking that question and talking to some people about that, like the bishop, like our pastor, like the bishop, started realizing there was a place that needed my gifts in a different way, but needed my gifts as well, and needed my gifts more. So I had to honor that call to serve God, and that led me to going to another place. The Holy Spirit was sort of pushing and saying, it's time to use those gifts in a different place. So it wasn't about wanting to leave people. There's great people at Summer, there's great people at St. Matthew's. It's about how I can best serve God. And that led me to go in a different place.
And that's good news too. That's a good news story, that we are all called to use our gifts in new ways, in unexpected ways, and maybe challenge ourselves, because it's a little scary to leave your home and leave those things that you want. And that's a lesson for all of us. That
Yeah.
it's a good example that PR is setting, that when God calls, we probably ought to listen.
Yeah. And I think that happens not just for pastors, but if you think about teachers or doctors, or, your parents in any job, they are thinking at times, am I in the best place to serve people or help people? And so if not, that might lead them to look at another place to work, or look at a better place to work. Are they in the best place to use their gifts? And so it's not just pastors that think about that question. It's other people too.
All right. Well, over those next few days that PR is with us, we will have celebrations and we'll remember this ministry together. Mm-hmm. But for now, this is our last King Street Kids Q&A. So any last minute thoughts about that time together?
Hellman's is superior. Mountains and beaches both have their place. Eric, can you finally answer? Because you never did. You never had your actor. Who would play the story of your life?
I don't know. I haven't given more thought to it, but I probably should.
You've had 3 years and 146 episodes.
I know. I haven't thought about it. I'll give it some more thought. I promise I'll give it some more thought.
You could, if your hair gets any grayer, it could be Harrison Ford.
Well, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's one to stay. Let's stay there. I think if boys and girls and the grown-ups haven't gotten to see, I can't believe this is possible, but they haven't seen King Street Kids Q&A. But if they haven't, they can always go back on the YouTube channel, St. Matthew's YouTube channel, and watch all the episodes. And you can binge them. Most of them are 15 minutes long. Maybe some are a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. But you can binge them and, really just make a day of it, actually. Yeah. There's some really good content. We have some special guests. We've had really good special guests along the way. Yeah. And I think it would be worth taking a look at.
I think we had one out on a boat at one point. We were water.
A little bit every boats. And part of this, I'm getting mixed up with the Wham on the Road, because some of our Wham on the Roads were I think we did one on the boat. But I think we did a King Street Kids Q&A on the boat.
Yeah, I think
on
we
the
did
boat.
too.
We've
Who
had
were some of
Rabbi
our-
Ratsky on our show.
We've had Rabbi Ravsky. We had Bishop Abishur. Who else do we have?
Oh gosh.
Well,
Jason
we
did
already
several
said Sarah from Japan.
oh yes, Pastor Sarah from Japan. Jason's made several appearances.
Mhm. Charles and Rafiki have been on our show.
Oh, speaking, I'm glad you said that. I wanted to. Some people. Charles has been having some health problems, so I wanted to. Charles, I would like for him to say hello to everybody. Come here, buddy. Come here. He wants to say hello. Come here. Come here, buddy. Good boy.
Oh,
He's
Charles.
Dr. Sheridan and Era are taking care of him, and I think he's doing a little bit better. They have given him some medicine, hopefully, to make him better. So I hope he's doing well. He seems to be himself.
Mhm.
Good boy. Good boy. I just want him to say hello to him before we go. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, and Rafiki's been on our show, but he's a little big to pick up and put in front of the screen.
Yeah, he just doesn't like being picked up. There's only one person that I know that can get away with it, and it is not me. Shout out to Zach.
So yeah. We've had-
All right. Final words.
I think we've said in 146 episodes, I think we've said quite a few words.
That's right. And the good thing is there are still questions out there to be asked. There may be another, we may return at some point with some other kind of show for the boys and girls. But for now, just know, keep asking those questions.
Mhm.
And even though we're not here to answer them, you can always ask us individually, and we'd love to talk with you about these deep questions that you may have, boys and girls.
Yeah, I think that was the point of King Street Kids Q&A all along. We wanted our boys and girls to know that they can ask anything. And we have talked about just about anything.
That's exactly right. And the grown-ups who have watched as well have had some big questions as well. So good. All righty.
All right.
We will see you sometime.
Mhm. So long, y'all.